Hi everyone, it's Peg. Maybe third time's the charm. This is the third time I've tried to videotape this, so we'll see if it takes this time. But I am here today to do the August 2018 Tag It Tuesday. Now, this is from a Facebook group. It's a Facebook group challenge from my good friend Sherry Whitfield. Sherry does this each month, and you can do a tag, an ATC, an altered playing card, but the prompts are dots, gauze or cheesecloth, sprays or mists, and bead or bead gel. So first thing I do is kind of a scavenger hunt. I go out in search of things. And so, I looked in the medicine chest and I found that I had some surgical gauze pads, and I had some dryer sheets. These are kind of like gauzy stuff because, when you tear it, it has that filmy, gauzy stuff. So, you don't have to stick strictly to what it says. I did find some cheesecloth, so yeah, this is what I'm going to use. But I have my tag out here and some Distress Oxides, and I think that's what I'm going to do to start with. I'm going to do that good old slap and drag method where you're just putting down some ink onto your tabletop. Let's get some. That was tea dye. This is frayed burlap, which is kind of a nice, it gives it kind of a gray tone. I've got some old paper here, and I'm just going to spritz that with my water bottle. When I talk about slap and drag, you just take your tag and you're just going to drag it through and pick up some color. You're going to start to dry, and as that dries, then you can come back and add more layers. Yep, didn't get anything there. And continue to layer, and then I've still got a lot of this good wet stuff on my desktop. So for the dots, as it dries, you can see that it starts to lay back down flat again. Paper has a memory. Okay, so I've still got some of this on my desk. I'm going to take my spritzer once again, moisten that, and then I'm going to get that bubble wrap, and I'm just going to get my bubble wrap wet with that ink, and I'm going to apply that for my dots on my background. So we'll get that done, and then I'll be back. So I found a few fibers, and I'm just going to put those through the top of my tag if I can get it through there. There's quite a bundle here. Sometimes it's a struggle, but we're going to give it our best shot, right? And you just want to create your loop using those fibers like so. Da, 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 da. And run that back through. I'd have to pull it out a little bit more so I can get that mob through that loop, that mob, whatever, through the loop, and then I can pull that down tight just by pulling on the individual threads here. And I have a lovely mix of color and things here at the top now. And I have dots. Okay. Alright, so we've got that. Now I want to come back in with something I haven't used before, and that is this fabric stiffener and draping liquid. So I'm going to take a little bit of that, pour it out in a cup so I can work with it. It is pretty gloopy. It's almost like glue. This is from Aleene's. It probably is some type of glue. And I imagine you could do this with some type of glue, but remember that gauze, well, before I mopped up all that color off of my desk, I put some of that gauze through the color. And so I'm going to put some gloves on because I want to work that into that gauze. So I'm going to let that sit and absorb a little bit. Get my rag here. Because I have my tag. Oops. I have my tag, and I have this is a paper clay molded piece that I want to add. So I'm just going to get some tacky glue and put some of that tacky glue down here behind my molded piece and add that there. And I also want to add extra tacky glue around here just to make sure we have good adhesive properties going. And then I'm going to take that fabric that's been soaking in the fabric stiffener, soaking it up. Guess I got more than one piece here. This is kind of the messy part. So if you don't like messy, don't do this, but I'm okay with messy. But what I want to do is take this fabric stiffener and I want to wrap my face with some of this gauze. Give her kind of a headdress. With that, and then I'm going to have to clean this up a little bit. But before I do that, oh, I hope this video is working. I tell you, I got more trouble with my videotaping today. Okay, so you can see I've wrapped my face with that and get that hair out of there. Now I have my glass bead gel here. And I want to incorporate, sticking where I don't want it. Don't want that up on her face. Okay, so I want to add a little bit of this glass bead gel into this. So I'm just going to put a little bit of that down wherever I think it needs it. And we'll add some texture and shimmer with that. That's too much. Just want a little bit here on my knife. Now this is going to have to dry, so I'm going to go away, let this dry for a bit, and then I'll come back and revisit it. So that's the glass bead gel. And you can colorize this, but I think this is supposed to dry down and all you're going to see are the beads. So that's what I'm hoping for anyway, and we'll see what we get once this is dry. Okay, so I'm not really sure that this is going to dry down the way I thought it would. The glass bead gel is still looking very white. Doesn't look like it's going to get real crystal clear. So I have some Color Bloom spray mist, and one of the prompts, I think, or the colors or something, had some gold or something in there. I don't know. But I'm going to grab a little bit of this on a brush and see if I can't add it in on some of this bead gel, because it has a shimmer and it also is in the color family that I'm looking for. So just get some of this down here onto this bead gel. And I also have it in a, this one is, let me pull it out, get the name for you. Just want a little bit more of that green in there. There we go. Now I'm liking that. I can see that the fabric is starting to stiffen, and that's what I was after. I wanted a nice stiff fabric. So let's get, that one is called Lime Wedge. It has the gold tints to it. And I also have this tea stain. Let me get some of that. Just to blend in here. Get rid of that white. I don't really want the white. Or I don't want the white. So I'm going to cover up that glass bead gel where it's white with this colorization. And then we will let that dry and see what we get. Still have a lot of white right there. I want to cover it up. Hopefully that'll change as it dries. All right, gonna stop. Whoops, better zoom in a little bit here. Okay, I think that's mostly dry, and you can see the dimension on here. That stuff has stiffened up. The white did not all the way go away, so that's a good thing to know about using that glass bead gel. But yeah, there she is in all her glory, and she says, embrace possibility, share, encourage kindness. So That's it for me this month. I hope you enjoyed this, and we'll see you again next time. Bye for now.